Hi, welcome to Diamond Custom Paint Shop. In this video, we're going to be doing more work on our sign. We're going to be adding some graphics. We're going to be doing some edging graphics with using some fine line tape. So let's get into what we're going to be using. We're going to be using Limeline products. All the products I'm using are going to be Limeline. So go ahead to Limeline Paint Supply and check that site out. And if you go down in the description, you'll see a link there. If you click on that link to get there, you'll get 10% off all of Limeline products on that site. So go ahead and check it out. One of the things we're going to be using that's new to Limeline, you have root beer candy in a rattle can. Now this is going to work out really good on this project because I'm just going to spray. I want to cover an area evenly. If you want to do some edging with this, one thing you can do that's really nice is you can squirt this in a cup and then pour it in your airbrush and use it. The good thing is it's already pre-mixed and made up, so you just put it in your airbrush and go. So really excited to try that out. We're going to be using some Limeline stencils here, the Dragon Scale. We're going to be using this Mylar diamond pattern, and these comes in a big set of stencils with some other designs on it. We're going to be using some lace, and Limeline also sells this. And then, of course, some fine line vinyl tape and some masking tapes from Limeline. Now I know, so I'm doing this beginning after I already finish this part. So I know there's some parts my camera on my phone anyways ran out of memory, so it kept cutting off my videos. So it missed a couple of parts in the video, so I apologize for that. But I noticed one part it missed. It was doing the sun rays, and so I'm gonna demonstrate that, and I'll stick that in at the end, how I did that. It's pretty easy, pretty cool effect though for how easy it is. So I'm going to demonstrate that and stick that in there. But everything else, kind of you'll be able to see how I do it. But like I said, I apologize if it kind of cuts off and skips around a little bit, but it's not going to be too bad. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to get set up and we're going to start edging out this sign here that we've been working on. Okay, so I went ahead and found center right here of the board. We're going to make my circle for my emblem, and I went ahead and I made this ruler kind of to make my arc circle. So I have this measured at 14 inches, which will give me a 28-inch altogether circle there. So what I'll do is I put this screw on this side and I put my Stabilo white on that side, and then we'll put that on that center mark, and we'll just kind of go around. One other thing I'd need to do though is I'm gonna have a band of silver flake, or not silver leaf, come around like this. So I'm gonna make however wide I want that band. I'll do another hole so I can do two circles with it, one outer and one kind of inner circle. First, I'm gonna put some of this yellow tape, a couple layers right on the center here, just to kind of where I stick this screw head in. It'll kind of help it hold it there. And this yellow is kind of semi-transparent, so I can kind of see my X there on my board. I'll just do a few layers so it's a little kind of thick there, so when my screw head goes in, it has kind of to make like a little divot there. Let's do one more, and we'll give this a try. Drawing my circle here. I don't know if I'm going to use, I'm going to try the white on this metal flake. I may switch out to my black one. We'll see how this kind of looks when I get it going here. Okay, so we'll kind of put this right there. Hold that there, and then we'll just kind of, oh, there we go. White's working pretty good, except for right there. Now I'm just doing it. The reason I made this jig, because I'll be drawing this circle a couple of times here. This time right now, I'm just drawing it so I can know where to lay out my pinstriping I'm going to do, and I'm going to do kind of make these corners kind of different designs. So I just want to see where my circle is going. So I don't need to do that inner circle right now. Make sure, yep, my nails or my screw is still in its spot there. And we'll know when we meet up over here. Yep, it's up perfectly. Okay, awesome. Well, that was pretty slick, if I do say so myself. Okay, we'll set that to the side. And then I think what I'll do next is I'll grab my fine line and we'll start laying out some lines on this. Make sure this is nice and clean. Okay, so I'm going to be using lime lines, fine line tape. This is the 16th inch here, and then I have a roll of 8th inch. Let me just get this camera set up a little bit better here of an angle. I think I'll just take this. It'll come off that edge about this far, my first one. So I'll use this as my guide. I need to clean my glasses, they're filthy. Okay. It's not exactly perfect. It's not going to matter because this is such a big area, but they're pretty dang straight. So now I'm going to take up my yellow that I just put down here. Now we use the 1/16 inch. Now I'm just looking at the negative space here. I'm looking inside here at the negative space to get my spacing. Taping this off here, because this is where my logo is going to go, and my flames, and especially for the flame part, I want this metal flake to still be available with no overspray or you know, my candy that I'm going to be spraying on all this outer part. So that's why I'm taping this up and preserve my metal flake that I sprayed. Some black base coat, reduce down a little more than 50-50 to go through my airbrush. I'm using a Iwata HPCS with the 0.5 tip in it. And we're just gonna do all my edging here. Just aim for the tape and kind of let the overspray go off of the tape. Okay, like I said, I'm going to show you how I did these sun rays here. It's a pretty simple process. All you need is a roll of tape and an airbrush with some candy black or base coat black, either one. I used candy black on this. I like to usually use candy black for all my fading because it's a nice gradual. You can control it a little better to get your color that you want. So you got that. We'll just put this to the side for a second and show you the process here. So what you're gonna do, first thing I did was I actually measured these out. You can eyeball them. It's not that critical, but I wanted this, to be kind of perfect. So I measured these all out. They're evenly spaced all the way along here. And then you'll pick your corner point right here. And sometimes when I do these, I do like a little half moon circle here. And I had to have these come off from there. That looks pretty cool too. So it looks like kind of a rising sun kind of thing. And then what you're gonna do, once you have your marks there and you know you're gonna go to this point, you take yourself a piece of masking tape, preferably the 1.5 inch, give you some room to kind of do your spray. And you put this piece in the corner there, then you'll line this end up with your mark. And then you're gonna take your airbrush and you're going to be at an angle like this coming across here, and you're going to aim for that edge of the tape. You're not going to aim for off the tape. You want to aim for this edge of the tape and let the overspray go onto your panel there. Okay, and then once you're done with that one, then you move on to the next one here, right there. Do the same thing, and then just keep moving across your project. Lining up all your points there. Just like that, all the way through. And then that's what you end up. We end up with that sun ray. And then, after that, what we did is we sprayed yellow candy, or gold, same thing, over the top of it, real evenly, and that's the look you come up with. And this is sanded down, so with the clear coat not sanded, it's really shiny and sparkly and looks pretty awesome. So, all right, let me demonstrate on this piece of paper here. Let me just get some more paper here so I don't get overspray on my project too bad. I can sand it down if I have to, but grab a Sharpie. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab a point here. That's our corner. And let's say we measure these off like that. Those are our marks. So we're going to grab our tape. Yeah, it takes some of the tack off this because that's on a piece of paper. I don't want to rip the paper when I go to move this. Okay. So you're going to take that corner and line it up with there, like that. And like I said, you're going to aim for the tape edge. Grab my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. You're going to aim for the tape edge and not the actual panel. And you'll just let the overspray go off onto the panel. You just want to, fade it in slowly. Just barely any paint, and you build it up. Building up's a lot better than trying to lay it on thick, because if I'm going light like that and I'm not real steady, you're not going to really notice it. But if you're like trying to pile this on, and you make a mistake, like that's a little extreme, but you get a little squirrely, you're going to notice it, and there's no way to fix that. So just go real light, build your layers up, and like I said, then you're just going to take this masking tape here. Yeah, it's got all curly on me. You're just going to move it over to the next one, keeping this point over here. And then just go along the edge. Aiming for the tape. See how I'm aiming for the tape? I'm hitting mostly on the tape, but you're getting overspray on your panel there. And see, I can tell I'm, doing this one-handed here, so I can tell I'm moving a little bit, but because I'm building it up gradual and light, you won't be able to tell. Okay. Then we can go do one more here. You can kind of build that up till it's however dark you want it. And there you go. You got your beginnings to your sun rays. You just keep going as you go, and then do whatever color you want over top of it, candy color. So yeah, there you go. That's how you do sun rays. Okay, there we go. We got it all cleared out. This first set of kind of graphics we did on this sign. Let me just kind of spin it around and show you here. Came out pretty good. You can barely see the honeycomb that I did right here. But in person, you can kind of see it a little better. That's kind of what I was going for. Just real subtle honeycombing in there. You keep spinning it. So we got the diamond pattern here. And we got the dragon scale here with candy paint. Then we got the sun rays there with some yellow candy and black. So the next step on this project, I'm going to scuff this down with some 600 grit. Kind of make sure it's really smooth in the center here, where I'm going to do the next set of graphics. Pretty much everything outside of this circle right here is done. So we're gonna scuff the whole thing down because we'll re-clear the whole thing again once we do these center graphics. But in the center here, I want to make sure all the orange peel is off there for my next set of graphics to lay down nice and smooth. So stay tuned for that video coming shortly. That'll be the next segment in this series of videos for this sign. One thing to note in this video, I noticed when I was recording, I haven't gone through my videos yet. I noticed some of my videos were cut short because I used my phone to record and the memory got too full, and so it kept cutting off my videos. So hopefully once I go back and kind of edit everything together, it turns out okay. So I apologize in advance if it kind of skips around, skips a step or something like that. So anyways, if it did, I'll try to include a little demo of what it skipped if it's something important that I kind of want to show you how I do. So just keep note of that. So just to recap on kind of some of the materials that we used. Again, we used all Limelight products on this. We first started, we did the metal flake on here on the whole panel. And then we went ahead and started taping off with Limelight's fine line vinyl tape to do kind of around all these edges, the border and everything. And then we used candy black to do all of our fades around the edges here. And then we'll start right here on the sun ray. We just use some tape to tape off our rays and just spray it at an angle, direction like this onto our tape, aiming for that tape edge. To get that sun ray, and I just used a piece of tape and just kind of kept moving it along, keeping the center point here, and to finish that up. Pretty easy. And then we use yellow candy, Limelight's yellow or gold. It's the same thing, candy over top of that. That's like I said, this is a really popular and cool effect, and it's, as you can see, it's really easy to do. So it just takes time to lay everything out a little bit, and then here, this is the most time-consuming one, the dragon scale. As we can see, we used Limelight's stencil here. And as you can see, this goes a long ways because you can reuse one of these strips until you kind of starts flipping up when you're spraying your air on it. And then it's time to get a new one. But lasts quite a while. Like I say, you can reuse these. I think I used in this whole thing, because I had to add, extend these because of how long this was along here. But I think I used maybe 4 of them, 4 or 5. So, and there's multiple, I think there's 6 of these layers in there. I'm not quite sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure there's 6 in there. Let's see if it says on the... No, but I can open it up real quick and I can tell you. But yeah, anyways, that's the most time consuming, but still goes once you get going on it, goes pretty quick. And again, on these, you're just aiming for that edge. You just want to kind of overspray that edge a little bit. And then we top that off with Limelight's new root beer brown in the rattle can, which was perfect for this because I wasn't trying to, get some edges on there or anything like that. I just want to do an overall quick spray. And so as you can see, it was perfect for that application. And so those are really cool. Those are coming out. So check those out. All of Limeline's new rattle can stuff he's got coming out in the rattle can. Got anything from clear coats, metal flake, colored metal flakes, to now candy colors, and then base coat colors. So it's really awesome to use, and nice and quick and easy in certain instances. And then also remember, with these like this root beer brown, so normally you have to mix your primary colors to get that root beer brown. And what I like about this new rattle can root beer brown is now I'm just going to use that, spray it in a cup, and then put it in my airbrush if I want to do like airbrush work with it with the fades. And that way it's really awesome in that aspect that you can just, just spray your out of the can right into a cup. It gives you a liquid form, put it in your airbrush, and it's ready to go. So now I don't have to worry about, mixing up, with my primary colors, to get that root beer brown. So it's a really, really easy way to do it, unless you're going for a different tone or something. But for the most part, for me, that's going to be a time saver. So, and time is good in this industry here. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, 6. That's what I thought. You get 6 of these in here. So yeah, go ahead to limelinepaintsupply.com. Check those out. Use the link in my description. You'll get 10% off anything on that whole site. It helps me out too, to keep me going, doing these videos for y'all. So, and then let's keep spinning here. So then we did this was like a Mylar stencil I got from Limeline. I think it comes in a set with a bunch of different stencils. These are really awesome. So yeah, I was just laid that down, just hit the edges, and look what the effect is. Pretty dang cool. So, and then we top that off with candy blue. Let's see. And then this one, so this, we used the, I don't know what you call that, tablecloth pattern, but that lace, there you go. Got that lace on there, and you can get that from Limeline too. It's really awesome. You saw we just stretched it out, kind of held it down. And this I hit this with just regular black. That seems like if I try to spray through that with candy black, it has a hard time, really getting deep enough effect that I wanted. So I just hit this one with regular black, and it came out perfect. And then afterwards, we used Limeline's pigment maker, the powder form. This is a color shift. It's I think it's a gold, blue, and green color. So at different angles, I don't know if it'll show up on, kind of does on the camera a little bit, different colors as you turn it. But in the sun, it'll really pop out there. So one thing though, as a custom painter, you try to fix, if you have problems, you fix your problems. On this, for some reason, when I taped off for this edge right here, I accidentally somehow taped, you can see it right here, I taped this edge right here instead. So when I pulled off my masking, this was actually a black line right here, black fade. And so what I did, I just taped everything back off, and then I just went ahead and then hit all my edges with that color shift. So it kind of gives it, it actually turned out pretty good. It kind of gives it that old timey glow look to it, So I'm really happy how that turned out. I was a little worried when I made that mistake, but like I said, that's the name of the game in custom painting, kind of fix your problems and, make it work out. So, all right, well, that wraps this video up. Stay tuned for my next one, where we're going to be doing the center here. My actual logo, the logo is going to be what you see, on my YouTube logo there, which will be the circle with the skull, with the, the spray gun skull with the flame coming out, and it'll say Diamond Custom Paint on it too. So stay tuned for that, and then I guess I'll see you on the next one.